Alright.
Good morning, Bailey Middle School. This is JCP, and we are bringing you air masses and low pressure systems. Here's Parker Hoffman.
Hello.
And Joshua Smith.
Hello.
These are your two main anchormen for the day. Now here is Parker Hoffman.
We, as Caden said, we are going to be talking about air masses and low pressure systems. And as if you may not know, an air mass is a large volume of air in which temperature and humidity are nearly the same in different locations at the same altitude. So it's like, say, you have North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia in a map. And, well, there's a big bubble of air. And the land is warm. So the air is getting heated by the air is being heated by the land below it. So it's sort of like convection, which we learned the other day. It's as the wind and air circles, as the heat rises and I just messed up.
We are back with JCP News, and now Joshua Schmidt is going to be talking to you about continental.
Okay, continental air masses are air masses that form over land. And like a storm which forms over land, and
Okay.
And now, off to Caden. He is going to be talking to you about maritimes. That's the wrong hand to check with, but here you go.
Today we're going to be talking about maritimes, which is an air mass that forms over water. It becomes moist as it gains water vapor from the water below it. It has to do with the location of water evaporation, more or less. And yeah. And now we're going back to Parker, talking about tropical.
Okay, tropical air masses form near the equator, and air becomes warm as it gains energy from the warm land or water, which is, explain it. It's like say Hurricane Irene. A hurricane always stops from a tropical storm, and a tropical storm is a very extreme type of thunderstorm. It has very high winds, which also are like in hurricanes. That's how it starts. And going to hurricanes start from, again, tropical storms, but they carry wind. They pick up wind and everything they can, and it just grows. It's like when you're hungry, and as you, like, if you don't eat, you don't grow. And if you eat a lot, you'll grow in size. Same. So that's just kind of like a simile for like a tropical air mass turning into a hurricane. And now off to Josh with polar air masses. Pause. Okay. We are back, and we are going to be talking about polar air masses with Josh. Here you go, Josh.
okay. We will be talking about polar air masses which form far from the equator, because polar, which you should know, is cold, and air becomes cold as it loses energy, because energy keeps it warm, and they lose its energy from the cold land or water. And an example would be
Okay.
And that is our polar. Now our next person will be Caden Ellis.
Thank you, Josh. Alright, now we're going to be talking about the definition of a front. And a front is a boundary between air masses. Kind of like, let's say there's a warm air mass over here, and a cold air mass over here. So the boundary is right here as a front. And now to Parker talking about high pressure systems. Here you go, Parker.
Thank you. Okay, a high pressure system is formed when air moves all the way around a high pressure center. Yeah. So it's like you are roller skating. And usually when you roller skate in a roller skating rink, you go in a circle. And you never really want to stay in the middle, well, because that just doesn't make you look cool because you aren't skating with everybody else. So you want to stay on the outside, and that's what a high pressure system is doing. The farther you get from the not cool part, the low pressure system, the more pressure it builds. So sort of in the name, high pressure system, the farther you go away from the low pressure system, the higher it gets. Now off to Josh, talking about the low pressure systems.
Okay, the low pressure systems are a large weather system that surrounds the center of low pressure. And storms are a type of low pressure systems because they have low air pressure.
And thank you, Josh, for that great definition. And we'll be taking a short break right now, and please enjoy your shoe commercial by Zakiyov Shinkmesh
From Dutchland.
from Dutchland. Thank you. Go.
Pleasure to meet you folks, this is Zakharov, and today I'm gonna be giving you a commercial on shoes. So let me show you our different varieties we have today. First, over on the very right, we have the Air Jordan Flights, very nice. Then we come over here to the left, these last two shoes. We have the Nike Live Strong Lunar Lights, the yellows. And then on the very, very last left, we have Nike Air Maxes. Very nice. Nice. Come over here, we have Soccer Special. We have, right here, we have the Nike T90s, which are very, very nice shoes. Very nice. $150. Give you $15 off. Then we come over here, we have the Adidas F50. And those are, I'll give them to you for $195.00. $195. I saved you $5 whole. Isn't that very nice? Very nice price. I give very generous. And so I want you to come down and check it out. Buy some new shoes. And we're back with JCP News. Now to Parker Hoffman talking about tropical storms.
Thank you, Caden. A tropical storm is a low-pressure system that starts near the equator and has winds that blow at 40 miles an hour or more. The tropical storm spawns a hurricane. It is the baby of a hurricane. Well, an example could be of a tropical storm is and back to Caden.
Well, an example would be like, back to Hurricane Irene once more. Like, the tropical storm, it formed over the water, and as it grew into a hurricane, it grew into Hurricane Irene, which completely obliterated everything in its path. Sorry about that. And now to Josh, talking about what a hurricane is. There you go, Josh.
Thank you, Caden. A hurricane is a tropical low-pressure system with winds blowing at speeds of 74 miles per hour or more, which is strong enough to uproot trees, and that means that it can cause lots of damage. And an example is Hurricane Katrina, which killed a lot of people because it flooded and it blew things that hit people since its wind speed was high. Very high. Back to Caden.
Thank you, Josh. And now I'm going to be talking about a storm surge, which is when the sea rises several meters, backing up rivers and flooding the shore. An example of that would be, let's say you're at the beach just chilling, and then all of a sudden the sea rises. It just keeps, like, you think it's the high tide, but it's really not. It's a storm surge, and it just keeps rising up and up, backing up the rivers, and it's flooding the shore, and you have to get heck out of there and run away. And that's my example. Now back to Parker Hoffman talking about blizzards.
Thank you. A blizzard. Blizzards are bringing snowstorms with winds of 35 miles an hour or more. It also includes temperatures below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. These can be very dangerous if you are not prepared. You can run out of food. You can definitely, if there's too much snow, it will break the power lines and you will have no electricity. So you will have no warmth in your home, and you better start exercising or you better get a lot of blankets. So it can be very dangerous, like I said, and you don't want to be outside just, oh, it's funny and it's snowing. No, it's very dangerous. And back to Caden with lake effect snowstorms.
Thank you, Parker. Lake effect snowstorms are heavy snowstorms that occur east and south of the Great Lakes. One of the Great Lakes is Lake
Erie.
And then another one is
Lake Victoria.
Lake Victoria. And now back to Joshua Schmidt with what an ice storm is.
An ice storm is when the ground is below freezing temperatures, so when the normal rain falls onto the ground, it will turn into freezing rain, making roads very slippery and making you a higher percentage of a higher chance of crashing and falling.
And unnecessary deaths.
Yes. Back to Caden.
Thank you, and this is all for today, folks. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for our next segment. Is fast food healthy? We're out.